be ready.
All right, we are live.
Yeah, fair enough.
Boz and John are coordinating some important things. Welcome, guys. May 8th, the spin. As you can see, we are gladly welcomed by our favorite guest, Adrian Bozman, avoiding the storms in Nashville. How are you doing?
Whoa, favorite guest. Is that you buttering me up? Is that I heard
that is
Craig was saying that you told him that you got to butter me up. That's
right. Yeah, we're gonna start off buttery up, and then we'll get into the good details.
Favorite guest today.
Yeah.
What is with the penalties, boss?
What do you mean? What's with athletes not knowing how to stand up? It's literally the same endpoint as almost every other weightlifting movement. Could not be more simple.
Yeah.
Wait.
I definitely want to get into that. Last time we left, the last time you were here, it was right before the Open. You said, look, I'm excited about Open programming, excited about quarterfinals. Obviously, we talked a lot about how it's going to look maybe a little bit different from the top 25, top 10% to the top 25%. How would you rate seeing how the community reacted and how the community did the workouts and how that's played out so far?
From that perspective, I've been pretty excited about it. I think that it's kind of funny, right? Like we're talking about storms rolling through Tennessee right now. And that's kind of how I see quarterfinals, where it's like, oh, they're on the horizon. And our team knew they were coming, despite the early kind of discussion around, oh yeah, these workouts look great. Everybody's stoked about them. They're fun to do. I'm like, yep, cool. What's going to happen when we start having to dig into the nitty gritty? Because that process is just so far behind the real-time experience that the athletes have to do. That makes it really difficult. But as far as like the response to them initially, and I think the outcome from them, I think has been great. I've heard lots of chatter around just the ease that they were to run in the affiliate, which is great. That was a big goal of ours this year. And kind of serving two masters, they were a good separator for the best as well. So I think that was a big kind of shout out to the team on that one for, trying to push back and craft everything so that it could fit all of that criteria into a single 4 event competition, which is not easy to do. So
I mean, other than maybe a little bit of chatter on the Open when they didn't see, they saw a couple of the workouts from some of the athletes. Really, honestly, I didn't hear much criticism about the workouts themselves. And obviously we'll get into the box step ups here in a minute, but
yeah,
I mean, everybody seems to be pretty excited about how that's gone. I mean, moving to the top 25%, we still got, I think, the right people there, which was, I guess a concern, even though it probably shouldn't have been. So
yeah, no, I feel pretty good about the quarterfinals from that perspective for sure.
Yeah. Now you released the semifinal workouts. A couple of them got out a little bit early. Dave addressed it in his weekend review. From your perspective, like, how did that all kind of transpire? Like, when did you find out? How did the team get together? Like, what was the decision about like releasing that a few hours later?
I mean, I think as Dave said, it was like, okay, once they're out, we've got no reason to wait. So we might as well just put them out there as soon as we can. And that's what we did. And again, it's a good team effort to jump and do that ahead of schedule a little bit. And like he said, I mean, I think he nailed it. There's a lot of people that are read in at the semifinals, and, necessarily so, because we've got 7 different events running across the world. You got to have some people that are prepared for that in their planning. And somewhere along that chain, something got out. So, I still don't have visibility on how that happened or why that happened, but yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
And I think, that's something that I think gets overlooked a lot when people take criticism from us from the outside, which, hey, that's fine. People are going to talk, and they should be. That's nothing new. But like this stage of the season, I think is it's kind of like secretly difficult, because people look at the workouts and like, yeah, cool, semifinal workouts. But the name of the game at this stage is replication. How do you replicate something 7 different times in 7 different venues with 7 different staff groups and 7 different groups of volunteers, and keep that as consistent as possible? Like that's always been the hardest part of this stage of the season.
Yeah. I mean, then you add in different language barriers potentially with Asia and whatnot. So definitely could see that happening. Oh, John. John.
Oh, you didn't like that? You didn't like the consistency part? Was that he's out of there?
Technical issues abound for the last month or so.
Oh, okay.
Welcome back.
And he's
John.
back.
Yeah, every now and again it like starts cutting. Like I like y'all freeze on me, so I'm just gonna get in and get out. And just go
Yeah, I don't think it's our problem. I think it's on your side.
Understand that. I understand that. I'm trying to make it work. Okay.
You're doing great, John.
Yeah. Going back to the quarterfinals and the video review process, the box step ups. Can you kind of give like just some type of an overview of how that system works? I think a lot of us have speculated about like, people are reviewing and people are giving out the penalties. Like how is that structured across, again, 7 regions, all of these athletes, et cetera?
Yeah. So we have a different team for each region, competition region. Some of that's just to, spread around the love, so to speak, of the total volume that we're doing, which is a lot. And then obviously, you want people from different time zones working together. That's a lot easier to keep the communications working. But as far as the structure of the review, this is something that we try to be transparent about it, but it always kind of gets lost in the fray. And I also think that sometimes when there's like an old statement that like it's hard to convince somebody with the facts when remaining in an ignorant state is like beneficial to them, So our review process for assessing penalties is like, it's pretty robust. So let's say that John submits a video, he gets his initial review. If he is looking like he is deserving of a penalty, that initial reviewer can't take any action on that. That's not their job to do. Their job is to note in, the notes that we have to their team lead that there's something that needs a deeper look. So then that team lead comes by, does a secondary review. If they are, confident that that initial review is done correctly and the penalty is just a minor penalty, they may apply that penalty. So in that case, 2 reviews before any penalty is done. If it's a major penalty or something more significant, then it gets kicked up another level to one of our staff. And that gets a 3rd review. If there's any discrepancy, then there's a discussion, goes back and forth until ultimately a decision is made. If it's pretty cut and dry as far as like reviewer 1 agrees with reviewer 2 and reviewer 3 agrees with everybody else, well, then they move to penalty. Then what happens often is people will appeal, right? There's no reason for them not to. There's no cost to them. They just have to send in and say, hey, I disagree. Cool. That triggers a 4th review. And each one of those reviews is going to be done by an independent person. So that's part of the way our system works is like, if John reviews 1, he can't also be the reviewer of the appeal when it gets sent in. So at that point, once the appeal is ruled on, that athlete has had 4 independent reviews, which is a pretty robust system. And admittedly, it's not perfect. I mean, I think everybody's pretty comfortable saying that. Mm-hmm. But, as far as the legwork that we do, it is pretty significant.
Yeah, the rule book, there's been some talk about, you guys changed it from a straight, was it 15%? Now you have kind of a range. How are you going about deciding a 15%, 25%, or a 40%? Usually if it's 40%, it's got to be pretty bad.
on top of that, Boz, before you answer that, is it too much work to go rep by rep on qualifying athletes?
No, and often it is.
Okay.
So I guess I don't understand the question. So yeah, often it is. I mean, it is like the timestamps that the initial judges give in those notes. It often is like, specific numbers of reps and timestamps for those reps. And the penalties were, the sliding scales just to account for the fact that, sometimes 15% isn't enough. And we just need the latitude to apply, more in line with what the no reps actually are. It's interesting when you look at that though, like, because that was something that I had a lot of concern about when we were going into this. It's like, man, a sliding scale, especially if it's not going to be understood, you got to make sure that it's not overly penalizing somebody, especially if they don't deserve it. But in many cases, what we would see, in the case of like a 20% penalty or even higher than that, was the total number of no reps that the reviewers were leaving was actually less than the penalty that was applied to them by percent. So in most cases, I'm comfortable saying that the athlete got the benefit of the doubt, meaning that only the no reps that were like totally bulletproof and everybody agreed on all the way up that chain were the ones that were counted towards that penalty. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Has there ever been talk about having all the videos made public, like as part of
all
your
the time.
part of your scoreboard?
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's two things that I think would save us a lot. If we choose to do this similar style in the future. One is just, requiring video as part of your score submission. Right now, we have a system that's kind of serving two masters. I think I used that phrase already, but yeah, we have this huge swath of people that are not looking to compete at semifinals. That's the majority of the people that are in this competition. And so there's always a little bit of a give and take there as far as like, all right, dude, if we require video from every single person, most people are just going to say, I'm not interested in playing. It's too much of a burden to do it. And I'm out. So, okay, that sucks. We certainly don't want that as an outcome. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, we definitely want the top to have full visibility, or we want full visibility on what they have. And, when we don't require it as part of score submission, it leaves the door open for a lot of athletes to not have video present when they put their score in, which blows my mind a lot of the time.
Right.
I mean, this is nothing new. And the amount of higher level competitors that we have to go track down and say, hey, so-and-so, and I'm not going to name any names here, but hey, dude, where's your video? And it's like, you are years deep in the game now. Like you understand this process. Why are we contacting you to track down your video? This doesn't make any sense. So that would be one mechanism I'm very much in favor of is, hey, we start to separate out the competitors from just the community athletes. If you're a competitor, dude, it's video at time of submission, full stop, no exception.
Yeah.
I think that's one great change that we can make. And then secondarily, like to your point, yeah, I like the full visibility because again, I think it goes both ways. If we make a legitimate mistake, then yeah, people can see it and we can see it and we can work on that. On the other hand, though, there's plenty of times where athletes are like, hey, here's my best 4 reps cut. Why did I get a penalty, internet? And were that full video out there, there wouldn't be a lot of question and a lot.
We saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
Is it can you not just put it out there?
What's that?
As HQ, they send you the video. Can you not just be like, let's see what y'all think?
That's a little.
We can.
This is why we did this.
And that's what I'm saying is that's a decision we have not done in the past. We're I guess said the other way. We decided against that in the past, and I think in the future that's probably not going to be the case. So
I think any person that is in a qualifying position should be up for 100% public criticism for every single workout they submit.
For sure. Because they will be when they get to semis, when they get to the games, like that's a big part of it. And
I think that would have, with the box step-ups, it probably would have stopped a lot of well, of course I moved properly, or, everybody else.
I don't know if I believe that, but
you think
we see a lot of interesting things on the back end. What's that?
That's fair. I mean,
but you take somebody like Vellner, like a lot of the athletes did not publicize their videos. And I think Carolyn Prevost said this, like, just make them public. If you really think this way, instead of a teary-eyed Instagram post,
I agree.
Let's see your video. And then I think when Vellner publicized his, a lot of people were like, yeah, he's pretty soft on that trail leg. Like, it's kind of surprising. I mean, I think every single step up got no reps on it.
Not quite, but
and I don't know if that was deserving.
Yeah.
But still, like, you could see what y'all are seeing. And I feel like HQ is always playing on an unfair field as far as criticism goes. And I'm a part of the criticism. You know what I mean though? And
no, for sure, yeah.
I do think y'all are able to fix it.
Yeah, and I agree. I think those are two big steps that in the future we can, those would be easy wins. Hey, scores have videos attached to them. Open up the raincoat once the leaderboard's live. I mean, I agree with you guys.
And Dave, also in the week in review, has kind of mentioned a couple of times about like things may be different in the future. How do you balance, like, obviously it's fresh right now. You guys are kind of living right through it. How do you balance thinking about changing stuff for next year while also, I mean, you just launched semifinal workouts for age groups and adaptives
Yep.
today. Like if you wait until August or September, like you have only a few months to do it. So how do you balance focusing on this season versus also trying to implement changes because it's fresh right now?
I really
Yeah.
want the answer to this to be that you have an intern running around just furiously taking notes and be like, okay.
I mean, to be honest, it's usually not an intern. It's usually like our team, but yeah, no, I mean, there is a lot of documentation that we try to do it when the wound is fresh, so to speak, right? Because that's the best time. So you're like, hey man, we're feeling the pressure around this. There's whatever situation happened to be, let's get it down. And then when we do have those downtimes, post games, et cetera, then we can start looking at, okay, how does this craft for the rule book with specific language or specific changes? I'll tell you what isn't usually a good idea is changing positions in the middle of a stream. You know what I mean? So we got the age groups, their comp kicked off this afternoon. Changing that format with such a quick turnaround while the team is still kind of playing mop up from the last round of competitions, that can have unintended consequences that we may not have had time to think through. So, typically once we're doing it, we're going to ride it out.
Yeah. So like box jumps in the age group, I assume you didn't make any changes. There was no contemplation about like, let's make a box jump over so we don't have to worry about it or anything.
No. Yeah. And again, for that, like, I don't buy the athlete excuse that like, oh, well, we just didn't understand this movement. I'm like, I don't know how we could have made it any more clear, frankly. And again, it ain't nothing new. I mean, it's the top of a deadlift. It's the top of a clean. It's the top of a front squat. It's the top of an overhead lift. Like this is not something that's foreign.
It's a good opportunity to tell them to go back to their classes. Just be like, if you go to a CrossFit gym, please see your coach, your level 1 coach.
No, I guess what I'm saying is that like I think there's valid criticism in there for other movements. Like handstand push-ups are an easy target, right? Okay, yeah, the standards changed a lot over the years. Some people love them, some people hate them. The way that they fall, fine. I think that's valid when people are like, I just want to know how to do this movement. Okay, I get that. But for something like a box step up, I'm a little less sympathetic.
Do you think, are you 100% in the camp of that's the athlete's fault, or because a lot of, whether it was or not, it seemed like it was targeted penalties against people who had AFJ judges and all that.
Oh, no,
sort
not
of
at
like
all.
hired judges. Do you think it's the fault on them? Because why wouldn't they say, hey, like no rep them?
Yeah, well, the kind of two things in there, like certainly there's no, like, we're not trying to, single anybody out, athlete or official. There's no reason to do that, especially because most of the AFJ members, they've been involved in our events for years and they continue to do so. So like that's a very shared pool there. So there's certainly no trying to single anybody out there.
After on the other hand, that had to have, after you saw 2 or 3 of those, you had to have been like, shit. Like, come on.
Did you text any of them? Be like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean,
we're going to look so bad because you can't no rep Paige Powers. Like,
well, I'll say that, on that, there's kind of two things. Like, number one, I think there is a shared responsibility for sure with the judge. And I also think that that's always like an inherent weakness of online competition. And a lot of people, I'm sure, share this opinion, whether or not it's articulated or not. But like when I'm in competition and it's live and I say, John Young, no rep, you have an opportunity to change your behavior. And then anything else that happens after that is, you're aware of what the recourse can be. You're going to get more reps taken away. You have an opportunity to change your behavior. If you don't get that call and then retroactively somebody comes back and takes a look at your performance rep for rep, and you didn't have an opportunity to modify your behavior, well, now they're going to stack up because the whole thing is going to be conducted that way. And that's when you're like, man, that's a stiff penalty, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that inherent weakness of the online competition format, does show at certain times. And yes, it's a shared responsibility. Athletes got to do what they got to do, but I almost feel like they need to treat it not differently than in-person competition, but with an understanding that they do not have an opportunity to change their behavior if the judge is not hard on them during that performance, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Question here from Jeremy Eat World. There was some talk about the forward head, like,
like if that's what we were looking for,
if their head was looking down, but everything else was stacked, like, was
that wasn't what we were looking for, penalizing people on. It was, hips and knees. That was the primary criteria.
Got it. Semifinals workouts are out. I guess first question, is there...
Wait, question, you guys love them or hate them?
Well, I've done 3 of them so far.
I was getting ready to say, ask John.
man.
He's doing them.
Wait, which ones?
I did event 6 today.
Okay. Yep.
And then I did event 1.
Wait. How was that first lunge step?
What do you mean? How was it?
Well, one of the testing athletes who will remain nameless was like, man, that first step like tore my ass.
Wow. I mean, I probably squat more than that test athlete, so I probably didn't feel the same.
Could be.
But also, I had about probably a
Humble
minute
brag.
Longer. What'd you say?
Said a humble brag on the
no, it's not. I bet my time is slower. But I had
wait, I'll tell you. Hold on, I got the testing.
Oh, you can tell me who tested it?
No, I won't tell you who it is, but I'll tell you what their time was.
Ooh.
I'm pretty proud of my time.
I think John may have gone a little too hot on the
start the campaign now, John Young demo team.
Yeah, let's see it. Okay, you want to go first, or you want me to tell you the athlete first?
I was 358.
Ooh, they were 359, dude.
He's bullshit. He's just trying to make John feel cool.
I'm not joking.
Go.
That's cool.
I'm not joking.
So, and I don't know how the athletes will do it, but like I went 30 cows in 30 seconds. And then I jumped up on the rings and just to see what would happen. And I went 6.54, took like 100 seconds on that. So I feel like I had a huge break from the bike to the ring.
Okay.
So the top athletes will go unbroken and they will just be feeling the lactic acid right then.
Well, that's what this athlete did. They did 30, 15 unbroken, started that lunge, almost buried them, and then they had to break that up. Like
that's
I think
insane.
once or twice. Yeah.
Because I broke the lunge up once. I did in 2 36-foot sections. We don't know how that lunge is, we don't know how that is, but that's what I went with. Well, thank you for making me feel good, Boz. I appreciate it.
1 second, man.
Yeah, I guarantee my 1 and 2 score was not whatever that athlete's 1 and 2 score was.
How'd 1 go?
It's
a rough one. You got to be fit for that one. Yeah.
I don't think people understand, like,
you said nauseous?
Yes. And like, you think it's just a running workout. Dude, those clean and jerks do something to your legs. Like, my legs felt heavier during that than event 2 and event 6.
I mean, John's strong, but he's not a runner. So
yeah, but people are crazy if they think it's just a running workout. We're talking about almost double Grace at 185. I mean, that's not nothing. I don't care who you are. That's
no,
volume slam.
Yeah,
I was like 29:11, and I've heard of an athlete doing 22 minutes. So I'm like, that's cool, man. You're really cool.
But to your credit, John, I can't believe you did that one first, because you did do that one first, right?
It's the first one. I wanted to do them in order, but
I figured you'd cherry pick.
No, I'm saving the snatch one for last, just because.
Nice.
I mean, I know I'll be good. Yeah, I saved that one on a bad day. That way.
Wait, you said you did 2?
Yeah, in event 2,
did you stay unbroken?
Did I front squat unbroken?
Yeah.
The second time, I've done that one twice.
Dang.
The first time I went 6 and 4 in the first set, and it was the hugest mistake because I went unbroken on the second round, and I was like, that was so much better. And I guarantee, like, fitter people might be able to break it up and keep a good steady pace, but for me, like, taking that long break and then just do your 10 front squats unbroken, and then like I move so much faster doing it that way. I think I was 1 toe to bar in the last round. Also, decent ways from finishing on that one.
That one, from the people that I've seen go through it in testing, we farmed that one out quite a bit as we were working up to the semifinals testing, and is like the first couple rounds were pretty breezy for most people,
and the second round got slow immediately.
Well, yeah, it was like people would hit round 3 and like something happened. You're like, oh, this is different now. So yeah, I'm so excited to see him play out. Yeah,
that's how I felt in the running when I got to the 3rd clean and jerks, and then after the 3rd clean and jerks, I was like, I can't move, and I was like, this 400 is about to be a trot, and then hopefully I can open up on another 400.
Yeah, I really like the workouts. Like, I mean, I mentioned it, I think, was it last week, Tyler, or the week before when we did the quarterfinals? I did the correlation first of all, and every workout was identical, which speaks to how different they were, of how they each individual, each effect on the overall leaderboard, right? So it wasn't like overall, like one workout was like, looked at workout one, and that's what is the leaderboard.
Like when you have a max out event, it skews.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. That's not correlated to who's going to go.
They were all 0.6. Like they were all exactly the same. And then I get a sense that that's probably going to be what the semifinals looks like. Just kind of looking at it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. In that vein, I'm wondering the programming seems to have taken a different shift. One, in that it seemed like so far you're batting 1,000 as far as like workouts correlation to the ending leaderboard, but then also, it's like it really is cool.
Semifinals, he doesn't necessarily want that.
Why not?
Because you want to test everything. You want to test when you're testing more, because you're testing for people to have holes, right? Like not every event's not going to be correlated. You have a handstand test, it's not going to be correlated to who wins the game.
It should be in theory, but
I don't think so.
I think you're wrong. But anyway,
I have no opinion.
What I'm wondering
for the record,
there seems to be a shift in that direction and a call back to like some of the old school stuff. Can you speak?
Yeah, that's definitely deliberate. Is trying to keep it simple.
This feels like 2015. I mean, I know it's 2016 workout repeat, but like if you drop these workouts in 2015, I'd be like, yeah, these belong in those regionals.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty conscious decision to keep things simple. Again, at semifinals, replication is the name of the game, trying to make sure that can be accomplished without just killing 7 different teams in 7 different locations and still, doing the right test. And I think, it's Dave used to do this all the time. I think I've had enough years under my belt now where I've been in the driver's seat for some of these major stages that people try to pigeonhole you. They try to figure out like, oh, this is the way that Boz is going to program or Dave is going to program. And it's like, well, sometimes, most of the time, maybe, but like, that doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. And it's not the way that you should try to game the system if you think that you're going to make it to the big dance.
I will say, Boz, and this is no pressure on the games at all. All right. For you and Dave, no pressure.
I love it. Statements that start like that are generally no pressure, right?
I think thus far, it's been the best programmed year in my opinion.
Man.
Like through the season, I was annoyed with the Open, but when when Brian Spin finally got through my head, like, what is the Open now? Like, I get it. I'm just annoyed with it. The programming so far in the season, I think it's been the best season so far. I love quarterfinals and semifinals. I think they're going to be amazing. So
yeah, I'm excited. I think those competitions are going to be awesome.
Yeah, we saw that this afternoon. They're not running on the runners.
Nope.
They have a track.
Big win. That's a
real run.
Huge win.
Completely agree. Anytime we can move away from machines, I mean, it's a no-brainer when you can do it, in my opinion.
It's so cool that you were able to organize that across all these semifinals. I mean, I know you put the little line, the disclaimer line in that it's like they may be plus or minus a little bit, but to do that across all regions is really, really, really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And it's each one of those venues too. I mean, there's going to be some cool moments from that. And like Carson's a great example, man. Like there's going to be some kind of callbacks to past years in the course that they're doing. I mean, like
races. You're going to get more races.
It's going to be great. So, I think last year, I forget where we were. We were touring a venue somewhere. Gosh, I can't remember where. Some European venue.
I'd love to hear.
No, it's like I'm getting old, man. My memory is not as great as it used to be. But we were touring some venue, and they had like a secondary field where they were doing smaller events and stuff like that. And we're like, man, this venue, if you were to do a major competition here, you could totally use this as like an alternative running venue. And we're like, man, you know what? I bet you there's a lot of places that could, with a little bit of ingenuity, figure that out. We should really push to do that next year at some of these stages of competition. And so that was a big driver from like last season that we were thinking about. So it's cool to see it come together.
Yeah, that was one of the details that we didn't know. There's been a lot of speculation on the handstand walk and then also the lunge. Like, can you share like what is that handstand walk going to look like? Are you throwing a whole bunch of tricks in there, or is it handstand walking? Or
I won't give out the full details, but the reason it looks so crazy when you look at it, like it looks so nonlinear, right? But it has to do with just the out and backs that they'll experience on the comp floor. And so when you see it on the comp floor, you're like, oh, this is totally intuitive. But
so it's like 48 down and back, 60 down and back, and 72 down.
Pretty close, yeah.
Is there anything other than a straight handstand walk? Yes,
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
It's fun to let the internet talk, right?
I thought we could get something.
Yeah. Awesome.
What about the dumbbells on the event 6? Are you able to say what that is?
As far as
is it a farmer carry lunge?
Oh yeah, no, it's a farmer's carry. Yeah,
a farmer's carry.
So at the hang. Yep.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
I mean, the rack position might be reasonable, but like anything else is pretty.
The regional lunge I could have seen. The mixed lunge. I was like, they might do that.
Ooh,
that's
with
still
hundreds.
wild.
So what we were saying on Get With the Programming was like it's 72 feet. So like the first 30 feet is farmer's carry, then 24 feet of front rack, and then the last 12 feet is overhead.
Throwback to what final was that? Is it 21 final?
Yeah. The only event Medeiros won.
Is that the only one that he's won so far?
Yep.
Really? Man, amazing.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how the semifinals plays out. I know we've kind of kept you a little bit longer than we originally planned. I am going to invite you if you want to play blind rankings for the next 10 minutes if you have time.
Dude.
Oh, this
what is
so
wait,
fun.
What is it? How do you play? And if I like fun.
So you have to close
before we do that,
open.
I got one thing for you guys too. We're going to release the strength of field distributions on Friday
on the show
people,
live. Cool.
Right now.
So Friday, those are coming out. And one thing I want to say about that, since we introduced that system, people are always kind of asking what athletes are included in that pool, et cetera. And a lot of kind of criticism around like, okay, what about athletes that go team? What about athletes that decline their invite? That sort of thing. So this year we are going with only athletes that are active participants in the individual semifinals. So that means only athletes that are competing in that division that have not gone team or not declined for some other reason. So it'll truly be just the group of participants that are at that semifinal dictating how many spots that they get.
So that means
that makes sense.
Cara would not have counted, if I'm correct, right, Spin?
Right. So I did an article a little bit ago that Oceana could have pushed it up to 3 if Cara, Jamie Simmons, but all of them kind of gone.
That's how it should be.
Okay, so that's a little bit different then. Interesting.
Yeah, a little different. Yep.
Blind rankings is cool. You got to be able to argue with us.
Did that have a major effect, Boz?
We looked at it both ways. It's kind of interesting. I don't think there was any effect on the men's side, but I think it did change the women's side a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, the women's side is definitely crazy with everybody dropping out and mixing up.
Oceana has 1 slot.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible.
So blind rankings, first of all, sponsored by Manta Sleep. They are back.
Do I get those goggles?
I'll send you.
We could probably send you a pair.
We could probably get you a pair if you want. They are the best sleep masks in the game. So you go to mantasleep.com, code SPIN, get 10% off. The way this works, Boz, is we have a topic. These guys don't know the topic. And I'm going to pull up 5 things, and you guys have to rank them, but you only know them one at a time. So you don't know what 5 items are going to be, and you just have to figure it out. The reason I wanted to invite you is topic today is semifinal and regional final events. So we're going to rank
I love this.
your favorite final event from a semifinal or a regional. So
I'm going to lean on you guys heavy because I can remember them, but I can't remember I can remember moments.
Do you remember the event where it had the 70s, the step overs, and then the mixed lunge, Boz? Do you remember that one? The 70s, 270 down dumbbells. You had like 50 step overs and then a mixed lunge. Matt Fraser out lunged everybody at the end.
That was the final?
Oh no! Oh, this is last.
This is the
event.
final
I thought you were talking
event
about this
of a
event
semifinal
previous.
or
That's one of my
regional.
favorite events of all time. It's so.
I'm trying to think
fun.
what the best one is.
Oof.
Con Porter probably did it.
What? That was a good one though. That was what was that? Rope climbs and thrusters.
Yeah,
I know what the best
That
one
was
is.
a pretty good one.
Yeah.
The best
All
one
right,
was
let's go,
Marcus
let's go.
Hendren.
Let's see it.
So here we go. The first one you guys are going to rank. The 2015 regional event.
Okay, this was 15 ring muscle ups, and then you had a clean ladder.
It was
I think
a
it
5
ended
rep
on-
clean 5 rep clean ladder. Yes.
It ended on like 305, maybe.
265.
Oh, that's back in the day, huh?
This is where we need Will to bring in
So-
or Caleb.
I want to say Benny Garrard got in the games on this, and this was like his home run hit. Do you know anybody else, Boz, that made it from this? Jacob Hepner couldn't clean the last bar.
I'm going to say Sager made it in. Like every regional.
I don't remember a lot of fun races on this except Ben Garrard.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of like memories bubbling up from this one. So
I'm gonna
do I
say
just choose my rank.
Yep.
4.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm 4 or 5 for sure.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Kyle, you don't even know the event.
I don't. I'm looking it up.
All right. The next one here. Going to semifinals. Last year's bike toes to bar sandbag carry.
I like this one a lot. It was really impressive watching Dallin. If you remember, Dallin ended up beating Roman and Hopper. You had the 3 bike monsters next to each other. That's always fun. Did anybody get in on this event? Do you know?
I think some people lost it on this event. I don't know if they got in because of it, right? But I feel like I remember
a bunch of people spilled.
Yeah, or like just didn't have the juice.
Yeah, like Kelly Baker almost lost it because of the dropping the sandbag.
Dropped this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say 2 because I like this workout a lot. It's also kind of a trap if you do it at home.
Personal experience.
I like.
Don't worry about it.
I like
I'm
3.
3.
I like 3 because
Also.
I remember the workout, but it's not. There's not anything that I'm like, oh my god, that's so memorable.
There you go. Number 3. All right.
We're gonna get screwed on 5.
There's a good chance. Here we go. Next one. The 2018 rope climbs.
This is your Con Porter moment.
Yeah,
dude. This is. I could give it a number 1 or 2.
I know
let's go
what
2.
number 1 is.
So you need to think about it. Do you have a number 1 in mind? Because this is the game we play. Does anybody
I don't know that I do.
beat this straight up?
The Marcus Hendren workout.
The front squat. Front squat workout. I think that was just impressive because he killed everybody. Nobody expected it.
That's like the workout itself is cool, but it's that moment that makes it memorable.
Would Spin go that far back?
Yes, 100%.
I don't know, man. He's not a part of the old.
But this is good.
I've been doing CrossFit longer than both of you guys.
I'll seed 1. If you guys want to go 1 on this, I'll give you 1. I like 1.
Yeah, I'll leave it in Boz's hands. I'm good with you.
I'm waffling now. I'll go back to 2.
It puts us in a really bad position, Boz.
Yeah,
because right.
Good.
The split of 1 and 5 coming up.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Here we go. 2014. The pull-ups and overhead squats.
Oh, I love this one. I put this one as number 1. Chris Spieler goes 64 pull-ups unbroken, walks to the overhead squat bar like a G. Freaking Fikowski had like the biggest fail of all time. Like he failed 3 overhead squats and he missed it by 3 points for the first time. He did it again in 2015. He missed it by a couple more. But who else? I really like this workout because
Rich and Scott.
I think Seth from Jump Ship made a really good point about this workout. If you go try to beat these times, like people want to say 2014 people were not super fit. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've said that a time or 2.
I think you said that you're better than Froning. Is that how?
I have never said that, Spin. I said Vellner is better than 2014 Froning. But y'all like to put words in my mouth. I like y'all say some stuff.
That's what happens when you cut out for 10 minutes or 10 seconds, and your internet goes out.
Hang on, boss. Hey,
fill it up.
Calm it down. I'm good for 1 on this one because it definitely is not 5.
So many stories with this one. Graham Holberg not going back to the games ever again.
Yeah.
That split, the Fikowski thing reminded me that I think there was a chipper workout. It might have even been that same day that he absolutely destroyed.
Obliterated everybody.
Yeah, like
the
walked off.
Mhm.
It might have been. But it was like a nasty long chipper, and he was minutes ahead of the next competitor and then couldn't pull it together on that final event. And just like that spread was insane.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
All right, it's either
This year's
set you up
semifinal.
for failure, boss.
Oh.
You hate your own creation.
Yeah, yet to be seen. I mean, it could be true. You
That's
never
right.
know.
You never know.
You got to see it play out, right? I don't think it's gonna be, but
there's gonna be some heartbreaks in that I for sure.
I agree.
From
Do people go ahead?
testing, Boz? What do you think the fastest time will be?
On that one,
Yeah,
let me pull up the sheet.
I love that he's got like data on it.
He's got all of it.
That's the greatest.
I am interested
Fastest
to
time?
know. Yeah.
I bet you'll see like a high 2, like a 245. I bet you that's possible.
I already know it's
250, maybe a 250.
I'll put it in the Heat One app. How many people break
3 minutes?
245?
I would say how many people break 3 over under 10.
Yeah, 3 is going to be tough to beat. That's
You
for
think
sure.
that's a good line? 10 people.
I think more than 10 will beat 3, but I think it's going to get. I think the drop off from like 3 to 250, and then 250 to 245 is going to be steep.
Gotcha.
Sure.
On that topic of how they've tested it, the snatch workout, are we going to see anything in the 3s?
Probably not.
You see his giggle?
Wait, in the 3s?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
320,
That hard.
315.
Wait, what were the? I mean, don't we know? What were the
Frazier
top
was
times
like
for that?
6
605.
Yeah, we do know.
605.
Boz.
Tola was
Yeah.
like 550 or 515, something like that.
Yeah, I don't think somebody's 3 minutes on that one. Why? What
was just
is the
curious.
inside joke that I'm missing here? What's
I don't think you
Fill
want
me
to
in.
know. It's mean.
it mean?
It's
Like
somebody else's.
I can text it to you.
I don't know it. I play stupid on these.
Do you have my number, boss?
I don't know. That was
Why don't
smooth
you-
though.
Why don't you give it out?
Why don't you send that email, John?
Go
We were
ahead.
talking about earlier.
Go ahead and DM me your number and I'll tell you all about it.
Do we
Sounds
see people drop in this last workout? Like, if the thing about it being overhead is
It's not
It's
overhead.
I know, but what I'm saying is like you got to be really confident, and the chances that you drop are pretty good.
I think they think it's going to happen anyway.
you think
Whoever
like,
wants to hold
if you-
on to the.
Yeah, if you go unbroken on the muscle ups, I think there's a better chance that you get halfway down that floor and go,
you got to drop.
Uh-oh.
How'd your hands feel on that, John?
My grip was fine, but again, I took over 90 seconds to do the ring muscle up, so I really think that was why. I also definitely strapped my straps to the dumbbells, and if that's illegal, I did that.
If that's illegal, who would know?
I just I did it at the gym. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. Well, Boz,
Hey,
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
personally like workouts like that where you got to roll the dice. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things like contrast between 1 and 6. 1, yeah, strategy is going to obviously play a huge factor. You've got so much time to try to figure out your pace and maximize what you can do. But I really like some of those events where, I mean,
No
of course, the
strategy.
athlete has to play their strengths, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, you just got to go. To me, I feel like sometimes the modern CrossFitter who's competitively minded is like way too focused on that sometimes, to the point where I've seen good competitors like strategize themselves out of a win. And I'm like, man, you had it in you to just dominate here, but you got in your head and decided that it was a better way to go about it. And it obviously wasn't. So I don't know. I like events sometimes where the athlete is, yeah, they've got some things to think about, but at the end of the day, it's like, man, you kind of don't have a choice. You got to just rock and roll.
And then some will have it and some won't.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And with 3 events on Sunday, that's going to be half the points available. It's going to be a lot of movement. So
Yes.
awesome, Boz. I appreciate it. Thank you for
you guys think you're so sneaky, but
sneaky.
How is that?
well, I mean,
You
like
know-
because I saw that you guys had a schedule posted, and then you're going to talk about it here, and kind of like dance around it without actually saying that. You know, what I mean?
We
Give it to
we
me
know
while
you
I'm
see
here.
through it. We just hope
Yeah.
you feel sorry for us enough that you go ahead and divulge anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't know what's
appreciate
going
you.
on half the time, Boz.
Yeah.
I'm just talking up here.
I'm the one that spends too much time on the internet trying to find out, when everything's
Somebody's
happening.
got to, right?
That's right.
I was
That's right.
so proud of you for that moment.
So yeah. Anyway, thank you, Boz. Thanks
Thank
for
We
you,
staying
guys.
on,
appreciate it.
playing some blind
Yeah, no
rankings. It's fun going back.
First guess on blind rankings. So
Yeah, you're the first one.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right,
right, man.
fellas. Well, yeah, have fun during these semifinals, and thanks for having me. I'll catch
Yeah,
you
man.
a little later.
All right. Have a good one, Boz. Thanks.
Yep. See ya. Bye.
There we go.
pretty good.
That was pretty. It was pretty slick, right? How I got Boz's number. I got him to ask me for my number.
You
That's how you
didn't
do it.
email him back.
That's
You
how you
have
do it.
correspondence, dude. Just
That's how you
email
do
him.
it. No, I do want to wait till semifinals are over. I got a lot of stuff going on, man.
How much you gonna email him about? If it's worth waiting for semifinals, I don't know, dude.
It's about structure. Like, you can wait.
Your structure, you switching to bodybuilding. You want to get his opinion?
No.
All right. Semifinal events. John, we talked a little
Are
bit
they
about
out?
Boz, but
Well,
There-
we've discovered that I'm elite at event 6.
you are elite.
I hope the person who did that was him.
Oh. Just okay. He would destroy me in event 3.
And 4.
I don't know if it's straight handstand walking.
I think you can handstand walk a little bit faster than
He
him.
wouldn't destroy me though, bro. I'm gonna row
Destroy.
faster than him, and I'm good at handstand walking in one direction. You throw some stuff at me, I'm not the best. But
Yeah. This evening, I don't know if you guys saw, but John has some stone cold locks. He is.
where did you find that, Spin?
What? That was your picture.
How did you make that?
He's a wizard.
Yeah. It just
He texts Wad Zombie, what we all do.
The only thing that would be better is if you could have edited the Austin 316 to JY 316.
I'm not that good. Not that good. But there was some spade up there. If you didn't
Yes,
notice.
that's beautiful.
So there may be some changes to the top 100 now that we know that they're going to change it up based off of you have to be in the semifinals to make it into the top 100 to then make it into the DeHunt method. I'm not sure how many people. I guess maybe like people that declined. I don't know.
We'll see Friday.
But you definitely, you want to get those picks out there. And so I was like, let's just do it and we'll see. So you want to go through and kind of walk
let's
through
do
your
it.
picks, and
Let's
we'll do
do
then Tyler and I
do
will
it.
give our picks next week, our official
Well,
pick.
I want to hear y'all's thoughts.
Yeah. All right.
And people in the comments, if you got thoughts, let's hear them too.
So this is based on the estimates of how many
John's
people
computer?
I think how many people will qualify out of each region. Based on my calculations of making it into the top 100 for the men, it's the exact same. We'll talk about the women here in a second. For Europe, Koski, Lazar, BKG, Oldis, Upanix, Fabian Benito, Victor Hofer makes his first appearance. Henrik Kapalainen, Moritz Feibig, Aniel Ikai, Yela Hoste, and Luka Jukic. Only one or two rookies there. John, Victor Hofer, Aniel. What makes you think Aniel can jump in there?
I think he's going to smoke workout 1. And then after that, I think he'll just be able to be, the 10th best guy. That's seriously, that's how he's. I don't think there's going to be any workout where he has a hole where a lot of these guys, like I think my first guy out was Bronislaw, and there's going to be workouts Bronislaw kills, and then I think the legless rope climb workout if the handstand workout has like obstacles in it. I don't know. I don't see as much in Bronislaw this year than I did last year. Last year, I thought there were 3 home runs for him, and the other 2 weren't bad. This year, I know he's going to be not great in the first workout.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I breaking up?
No, the screen is like going crazy trying to zoom in, and it's not working. So
what I think is interesting is that Spin predicts there are 11 spots. There are 15 guys in this field that have been to the games.
Mm-hmm.
And you chose 2 who have never been to the games.
Yep.
That's crazy. I don't think you're wrong. I don't know if you're right, but it's wild how many people in this field have been to the games.
Yeah, no, and I mean Europe, like men and women, I think are like this. The depth in Europe is pretty nuts for people who can make the games, right? People who make a difference at the games, it's like 4 guys, nobody else.
Right.
As far as like actually making noise at the games. But the next 10 people, like there's really like 20 people of who can actually make the games in their region, where North America, there might be more people that can make a difference at the games, but like that depth, there's a huge drop off. There's a big drop off after that. It's way more easier to call, if that makes sense. The East is pretty rough, but the West is easier.
I mean, that's always the hard part, right? Like we know that there's a ton of turnover every year. I mean, 10 plus athletes are rookies, historically speaking. And which ones of those come in, and then which ones you have to boot out? Like that's the hardest part about doing all this. Like to say that Bronislaw doesn't make it when he has some home run events, it's tough.
Mm-hmm. I just think he's going to start with a 34th place. And I think it's really hard to dig yourself out of that hole. That hole wasn't there. The endurance test was pulling a heavy sled.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah. Down in Asia, Morteza Sedegat and Ivan Kukartsev. I want to know how much you know about Ivan.
I don't know anything. He won quarterfinals. He was the best guy in quarterfinals. I have no idea who he is. Morteza should have made it last year. Kiefer, I put respect on all. Wait till we get to the girls, Kiefer. You're
oh my God.
On here.
What are you going?
And you're gonna comment on here with this disrespect. Get out of here.
It's because he cares about all of them equally, John.
I'm the only one who believed in Braun last year. Okay.
And now I don't believe him in him at all.
It's Annual's turn. Annual.
Look, and Kiefer even has the background on Ivan. Ivan was on the KT CrossFit team 2 years ago. Their best athlete tore his UCL in the overhead lunge event.
Kiefer's in the run for senior analyst.
Anyway, regardless, absolutely not. Regardless, Ivan has to be somewhat fit. He won quarterfinals. He beat Morteza Sedegat, and I thought the quarterfinal workouts were really good.
He just went
Morteza
up in
would have won last year, or would have went to the games last year. I think I have Siminoff third. He went to the games either last year or the year previous.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have as good of a showing in quarterfinals, but we know he has been the fittest guy in Asia before. So I think he's the first guy out for me. But we're going to be honest. It doesn't matter. These are the 2 guys that I picked.
What do you mean, John?
And when they make it, I'm happy for you guys if you make it. Archer, Ivan, or Morteza. If you can get here, Morteza. Hopefully you can get here. Until you do something, I don't care about you.
Wow.
That's
wow.
We know this about John.
And I'm sorry if that's unfair. Do something.
Yeah, being from Iran, I don't think is going to help his cause right now. So that's week 1. Week 2, North America West. Justin Medeiros, Patrick Fellner, Brent Fikowski, Sam Quant, Colton. We got Bill Leahy making his first appearance. Brandon Luckett returns. James Sprague and Tudor Magda.
Yeah, it hurt me putting Tudor in here because I do not think he is the 9th fittest guy at North America West. But a lot of these tests are really good for him. Like, he's the fastest handstand walker in the games, in the world. I think he's faster than Danielle Brandon straight line. He put obstacles in there. Danielle Brandon's still the best handstand walker in all the world, but Tudor is very fast. And he snatches 322. Now, he wasn't very good when he did this snatch ladder before, but he was a lot younger then. So I just think a lot of these events are good for Tudor. And that's why he's there. Brandon Luckett, we'll ride the train until it runs out. I'm going to keep picking him to do it until it runs out. I think he's going to be pretty darn great at event 1. I think he's going to be pretty darn good at event 2. Legless rope climbs, we'll see. If it's truly a biking workout, like JR said, for the fittest, he's one of the best guys on the bike. He'll be hurt in the snatch workout. And then event 6, I think he's going to be great. I think if you can do 15 ring muscle ups unbroken, Brandon Luckett's a bigger guy. Like, I think he's going to be great at event 6. So that's why he's there. Cole, all these events are great for Bill Leahy. I think he's going to win event 3. Might have a world record on event 3. And other than that, the rest of these guys are just fitter than everybody. I got Justin winning North America West. That might come as a surprise to some. There's not one thing that Justin Medeiros is bad at except snatch, and it's more of a fitness test than a snatch test. So I think he's going to be the best guy.
What about Cole Grieshaber?
Yeah, I mean, I think here's the thing. Cole Grieshaber would have been – I'm pretty sure he's one of my first 3 out. I just think he had some really good tests last year. He didn't do much when he was at the games. And I just think I don't think he's fit enough for the programming not to matter. And these other guys, I know have home runs on those events. I can't say the same for Cole.
I might switch him for Tudor.
Sager, putting him into retirement.
I don't think Sager can make it to the snatch ladder.
What's going on over there, man?
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
My dog is growling at somebody in the window.
Before you move on.
Hey,
get him.
And super sticker. Thank you.
I wish you could see the super stickers.
I know.
I think he thinks you're wrong about Cole.
Oceania. Boy, Rafa Sanson beats Bill on event 3.
We'll see. You think Rafa's going to make the games too, and he can snatch like 225. So we'll see.
He ain't got a snatch. Oh yeah, you do. Never mind.
Then Oceania, you got Ricky Garrard, Jay Crouch, and Bailey Martin. Is there anybody? Yeah. I mean, is there any chance that those 3 guys do not advance, or
nope.
Are they wrapped up after day 2? 3 events left. Those guys are guaranteed in a spot.
I think so.
Take 1, 2, 3 every time.
Yeah.
What about
not every single event 1, 2, 3, but no, there was a clear. If you look at the events, there was a clear like pecking order. Like there's just nobody that's going to touch these guys. Oceania is just not. They don't have their as far as the drop off goes after the top 3 guys.
It's John Young's Canyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
John's belly is saying warfare life.
He's blaming it on his stomach.
What do you think of North America West, Tyler?
West, I don't think John's young. I don't agree with Tudor. I sort of feel like about him the same way I feel about Christoffel. It's just like I don't think he's ever going to line it out. I hate to say that. See, the thing about when John doesn't like some Yeah. The thing about when John,
I can't hear him.
you can't hear me at all. That's weird. Anyway, I think Cole Greasesaber, it might be a little bit better of a choice than Tudor, but it's going to be close. So I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think Cole suffers from just being forgotten. Like he posts like three times in a year. It's usually pretty something uneventful, and then it's like, oh, I'm here at semifinals and I just qualified for the games again.
It's like the early days of Travis. It's just like we didn't know anything was going on with Travis, so you just forget about him.
Right. John, can you hear now?
Yep.
What about me?
Can you hear Tyler?
Can you hear me?
Tyler?
Yeah, I can hear Tyler.
Yeah, it's like God.
And then on the last week, North America East, Jeff Adler, Roman Krenikov, Jason Hopper, Dallin Pepper, Sam Cornwallier, Will Moorhead, John's favorite, Austin Hatfield, Jack Farlow, Saxon Panchik, Taylor Self, Travis Mayer, and Luke Parker. Right now they have 12 as my prediction to get in. So
let me see how many guys have been to the games.
Well, all of them except Taylor and Hatfield.
16.
No, 16 in the field have been to the games before.
12 spots.
Yeah, the East is probably the most stacked.
Let's talk about Ben Smith.
Yeah.
Is he going to go? Is he going to go to semifinals?
Yes, he's registered.
When's the last time he went to the games as an individual?
2018?
19.
And he got in on a wild card. He was a pity vote.
Hey, he got in.
How dare you disrespect 2015 fittest man on earth and a goddamn American treasure. How dare you? Do you seriously? You don't think he has a chance?
No, I don't. I just don't think he's fit enough.
It'd be cool to see him back out there, but yeah, I don't think he has a running with, like you said, 15 other guys who have been into the games before.
This is old school programming. You just think he can't keep pace anymore?
He's an old school athlete.
Yeah, I think listen,
that's my point.
I think they're just fitter than him. That's it.
What do you make of Will Moorhead? He's in the Masters division.
Yeah. Shit, he's as old as Ben is.
And he's still trucking, and Ben is not. Like, what happens there?
Moorhead's going to have a bad event, though. The guy's a great runner. All right, he's going to be great on the event 1. He won't win, but he'll have a good score. Event 2 is front squat city, but it's if you can stay in the grind.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be able to do that. Event 3 is legless rope climbs. He won't be able to do that. Event 4 is like rowing and handstand walking. If it's just straight handstand walking, the row's more important. So he could
take a little hit, but
he could get hurt
a terrible hit.
And that's if it's just straight handstand walking. Right. You know, he's a pretty darn good snatcher, and it's not like max out snatch strength. It's just fitness snatching, and he's very comfortable with that. And then event 6, I think he'll have it wrapped up by then. And Will Moorhead's one of those guys that can make it happen on the last day. He's like Cole Sager's always been like that. But Will Moorhead has been too. He's one of those guys. But I think these events just line up really, really well for Will Moorhead. Yeah. The worst event for him is the last event, and that's just because he can't sprint the bike on par with some of the other guys.
No, but he might be able to do the muscle ups unbroken.
Everybody should do the muscle ups unbroken, Brian. Just everybody.
Well, I don't know. Again, we don't know who tested it. Again, if it was Boz, then whatever. But like, if it was somebody legit who,
dude, it's not. I beat them. They're not legit.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it unbroken.
I think there'll be people that are near the bottom of 3 minutes.
Would you do the bike in?
30 seconds. He did.
30 seconds.
I don't think you have to go that fast on the bike.
I don't think you do either.
I don't think you do either. But listen, I had more confidence that I could do that bike in 30 seconds than I was going to do those 15 ring muscle ups unbroken. That's
if you had taken 50 seconds on the bike, could you have done 2 quick sets?
It would have been the same speed.
You still would have had to go 6.54.
No, I probably could have done it 9 and 6, but like it honestly would probably be a slower speed. than that 654. That 654 was with pretty quick breaks, but no, I mean, I do anything. I don't know if I can do 15 ring muscle ups unbroken. I'm really good at one set fresh. Hey, let's see how much ring muscle ups you're doing. I've done 20 before, but I was about 10 pounds lighter than I am now. But I do anything, and then that's like
You're done.
It's cut in half. Like I might have had 13 at the most, and then it'd be like I can't do anything else.
Yeah. If all these guys are doing 15 unbroken, like
the bike matters.
The bike matters, and I really think you're going to see
lunge speed
5
and
athletes
lunge
lunging right next to each other down the floor.
I do too.
And with it being
And
a farmer carry,
hold on.
yeah, it's not the farmer carry. It's not, they're not going to fail overhead on these lunges. It's literally just going to be grinding out how fast can you move on a.
Travis Mayer is going to murder this workout.
I think grip is going to be a big deal in this workout too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. South America, you have Guy Malheiros and Augustin Richelme. You don't have Kaike. You don't have Callion.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go from this afternoon?
I saw parts of it. Are one of them, or those the guys that I thought it was Guillaume Brion that, or no,
well, yeah, at the end of it, his video, he goes through whether or not Guy and Danny can make it back to the games.
Yeah, he's got a thing against those people, though. I agree with him.
He actually thinks that Danny has a better chance of making it to the games.
I'm sure he does, and that's good for him. But Guy would have made the games if event 1 wasn't there, right?
Dude, the numbers are against Guy, I think.
It all comes down, like Taylor said, to the first workout.
He literally
has 2
workouts, like 3 auto wins, and then he just can't. Guy just can't have a mess up.
The snatch. What's the other one?
I mean, Hiller thinks he's going to win the last 3.
Legless rope climb, and then the last one.
Yeah. And honestly, the handstand walk. He's really good at handstand walking. Yeah. Really good.
So, I mean, those last 4
he did well. You're tell me he's going to do bad on 10 front squats at 225?
No.
The fitness one, I think he's fitter than all of those guys too. I know we make fun of him because he's trash at the game.
It's not about. I don't disagree with you. It's about the mathematics of it. That if the lines are so thin there, if he screws up and gets a 5th, he's out.
Where is he going to screw up?
No,
I don't know.
It's the first workout. We'll know on the first workout if he bombs like he did last year. He bombed the first one, and he just couldn't recover. Like he takes a 15th or 20th on the first workout with 2.5 miles of running.
Yeah, no, it's over. It's over.
He's done.
But he's a better runner than most of the guys from South America.
What happened last year?
He's not as good on the machines as those guys.
I mean, he has been running. He's done triathlons, small ones in Cookeville and stuff. So, I mean, he has been working on it. I just don't know.
I don't think he's any fitter than he was last year. I think he would have.
You've made 0 improvement.
I think whatever he did on event 1, he just did the workout poorly. Like he maybe went out too hot. I don't know what he did, but he messed up on workout 1. I think he's fitter than the rest of those guys. I think Richelme has 3 home runs as well, the same home runs as Ski except the snatch, but he'll be really good on the run. I think, if he makes a mistake, he's gone, and it's Kaike or Kayan, but I don't think he will.
All right. And then in Africa, Keelan Hendry, the Frenchman.
That was the one you that was the one dude you knew.
Is there somebody else in Africa that could unseat Keelan?
I think his name is Darren Zernimer. He's kind of like a guy that's up and coming in Africa. If he's gotten super fit over the year and then he just, is fitter than Keelan Henry, then I can see that guy. He's very young and he's up and coming. Other than him, no.
Yeah. On the women's side. So this one where it gets interesting. My projections, again, before Boz said that they're going to change it up a little bit. North America East actually adds 1 from last year, gets to 12, and South America gets 1 to move up to 3. And those are come away from, as crazy as it sounds, Europe and North America West each get 1 than last year, which is nuts. But going back to week 1, Europe, Laura Horvath, Gabby Magala, Emma Tall, Karen Friova, Emma McQuaid, Manon Anganese, Rebecca Vidison, Jackie Dahlstrom, Mirham von Rohr, and Thuri Helgadottir. One rookie, Mirham.
Mirham.
It's a bold call.
I want to get
Bold
more
call.
and more like Russian when I say Mirham.
I guess I'm more questioning the last two, right? Miriam
And Thuri.
Macon and Thuri coming back after missing it.
No, Andrea.
What do you
Soler.
like about these two? There's no Claudia Gluck. She was a big name you were looking at earlier this year.
Yeah.
No, Alyssa Fuliano.
The programming, man, is like it. That's what I like about these two. Where did Mirham come from?
High Rocks.
Space.
High Rocks. And and her and Thierry are both really good runners, right? I think event one's going to go really good.
Putting a lot of emphasis on this first workout.
No, listen. Let me go through the
It's
whole
the only
thing.
one that matters.
Let me go through the whole thing.
100% correlation.
They're both going to be fine on event one. Event two is 50 front squats with 155. Okay, everybody's going to make it to toe bar and double under spine. The fittest will rise to the top no matter what. But
I thought this wasn't a fit front squat workout. This was like a fitness test.
Yeah, but the front squats are what's going to hurt people. Who can do that without feeling anything? Mirham has done like 100 back squats with 225 before without stopping. It's something crazy.
It is a front squat. It's all different.
She's a very good squatter. Okay. Event three, Turi is one of the best legless rope climbers in the world for the girls. I think she's going to fly on this one. She coming from High Rocks, Patrick. She's going to be fine. Okay. She's going to be fine. And then event four, that's where Lisa Fuliano makes her move if she's going to, is event four.
Right. Fuliano wins that one.
Yeah, event five, Turi has one of the greatest snatch techniques in the whole entire field. She is an Olympic lifter in Iceland, and it's a fitness test. It's not about who can snatch the most. You don't have to snatch 200 pounds, right? So I think she's going to be fine on that one, especially for a little girl. Right, and then the next one, 15 ring muscle ups. I don't think most of the women go unbroken, but I think Turi could. And Mirham has been awesome this whole season, right? If we're gonna have faith in her, let's have faith in her. And then
wait, I thought quarterfinals didn't matter, John.
Just
listen,
High Rocks.
For Mirham, it does.
Listen, it doesn't matter, but it matters more in the open. And if both of them are awesome.
Now
it's
it
kind
matters.
of stacking up, right? One awesome by itself, I don't care at all. But two awesome by itself, I care a little bit. I don't care a lot of it, but I care.
And she won the European Championship in IF3 this past weekend.
I don't care about that at all. But what I'm saying is she's been awesome all year, right? Like me putting her in to make the games is one of the last two people to make the games is me saying, hey, you've looked pretty darn good. Now, if she doesn't make the games after I have put my faith in her to do it, I will never pick her ever again.
You say something to this effect about Pat every year. You're like, I'm never gonna.
And did I pick him to win the games?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch! It's like, I guess I'm back on board, boys.
Have I been this year? How off of the Beldner train have I been this year?
I don't know.
Pretty off, right? Anyway.
I think Turi is a legacy vote for you. I think it's emotional.
No, I think the programming stacks up well for her.
I think you convince yourself that.
That's also fair. All right. But just like Braun, okay, I'm going to come back to this. I said Braun was going to make it, and nobody else did. Everybody said I was on crack. And what happened? He made it. So when Mirham von Rohr and Thierry Helgadottir freaking make the games, I'm going to be the only one that says they would, and everybody else is questioning me, and then it's going to come out, and that's what's going to happen.
We'll see.
Hey, let me tell you something, Patrick. Devin Kim is not coming third place. Okay?
We're not there yet.
Yeah, that's next week. Asia, Sayer Kaya, and Seungyeon Choi. Is there anybody else in Asia that you know, John? Or those are the only two names?
No, I know my counterpart.
Dewan Jung?
Yeah.
Dewan Chung.
If I was an Asian female.
Are you sold on that order of Sungyoung and Sayer?
I just know Sungyoung Choi has games pedigree. She's made it before. Sayer Kaya is probably the fittest person that's there.
Yeah.
You want to convince me of something else? Gladly
No,
do.
I just want to argue.
Neither one of these women matter very much.
Sungyoung's coming in first.
Participation trophy to them. Your guys are great. Be better.
John Hung.
John. Gross.
That's my stage name.
North America West in week 2, Alex Gazan on top, Ariel Lowen, Abigail Donut, Rebecca Fuselier, Emily Rolfe, Hadi Kanyo, Kyra Milligan, Kelsey Keel, and Bethany Flores. 3 rookies there.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kiefer still
all
watching?
Stacked together.
Is Kiefer still watching with Kyra?
I don't know. Probably not. He only watches me when I say bad things.
Hadi Kanyo, what do you know about her and why are you happy?
I've actually seen her work out. She's been in Houston a couple times working out.
Homer pick.
Yeah.
Homer pick.
It's probably possible because like I see her and if I'm like she's better than Kelly Baker, then like that like kind of it does something for you. It does. I know Brian has made these mistakes before where he's like he works out with somebody and then it's like, oh, they're gonna make the game. Like, right. Yeah, stay tuned, sir. And she smoked quarterfinals. I looking at her scores versus other women's scores. And there's just unless she has a hole that I don't know, I think her fitness is deserving of making the games. I think Kelsey Keel's going to surprise a lot of y'all. And then you want to say that's a homer pick? You can. Kelsey Keel will go sub 5 minutes on this snatch ladder. All right, I think she's going to go sub 5 minutes. That's all.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you on that part. I just think you're slipping, John Young. I think you're getting all these homer picks in. You're going to lose your legacy, bro.
It's possible.
Kiefer,
it's possible.
Kiefer, be ready. We're going to call you up to the big leagues, bro.
It's possible.
No Danny Spiegel.
Milligan, I think she's going to smoke workout too. Her fitness might not smoke workout too, but her legs should be able to do better than most other girls' legs.
And the last workout.
If she can trot fast enough on workout 1, if she can get that trot going just fast enough to not bomb workout 1, I think Kyra's going to make. I think she'll make the CrossFit Games.
Hearing that it's not on a runner, does that change anything about workout 1?
It hurts the bigger people, and that is the only reason I took Danny Spiegel out. I'm just kidding. That's not the only reason. But the runner is better for bigger people. For instance, like if me and Tyler were both to get on a runner, I have more of an advantage on that runner than Tyler
relative to your running ability.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
No. It's factual, Tyler. Say I'm not saying I would beat you. I'm saying like I have more of an advantage. For instance, let's say Tyler runs a 6 minute mile.
Big, bro. I'm freaking huge.
Okay, all right. We're gonna ignore that. Say Tyler has a 6 minute mile and I have a 7 minute mile on land. We get on the runner. Tyler will have a 6:30 and I'll have a 7:15. You see what I'm saying? It won't affect it as much.
Real data here.
But we're running on land. So, Bethany Flores, dude, I'm so worried about her. I just feel like she's going to get to the second snatch bar and just stop. But she's so
I hope
fit,
that happens.
She's so fit. But it's hard to have faith in her whenever it's just hard to have faith in her.
What would be great is you would win either way.
Still, but
yeah.
You would win either way because you picked her to qualify. But then if she stops, you'd be like, I told you. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I know. It's a win-win. And I think Kelsey Keel can potentially maybe not win, but she's going to do really good in event 6. I think she'll be the first girl off the bike. If she do 9.6 in the ring muscle ups, you know, when it's a bike like that, if you can sprint it and the other person can't sprint it, you have so much time on them. So much time. Like I went 6.54 and I beat whatever his pace is. You know what I mean? It's not. And Kelsey Keel will do something similar to the women. And then those weights are not going to hurt her lunge.
Oceania. Maddie Sturt, Gracie Walton, and Caitlin Van Zyl.
Whoa.
Whoa, what there, Tyler?
Maddie in first. I'm good with the list, sort of. There's some people I think would go above Caitlin, but Maddie in first, I think is not. I don't think that's true.
You'd put Gracie in first?
Probably.
Well, here's my thing about Maddie. Do you think she'll win workout 1?
She got good as chance as anybody.
Okay, I think she will.
Of the contenders that she has to beat, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Georgia Pryor's a good runner, and she's a real good runner.
Caitlin's a good runner too.
But we watched Maddie at Down Under, and she was on a different level than everybody else. I think Gracie takes like 8th in that workout, and Maddie takes 1st, and then after that, I don't see a event where Maddie like gets hurt.
Hang.
Like I think she's like 3rd the whole time. You know what I mean? She might not win all the events, and Gracie and Van Zyl might beat her in something. But
how's Maddie's rope climbs?
I don't know. But I don't see her getting beat by a lot of people. You know what I mean? I think those 3 are just better than the rest of the field on everything.
Sure.
Right? And I think there will be an event where Gracie, that, you know, she takes 8th. And then that will be enough for Maddie to be in first place. That's why I have her in first place. I think she's just more consistent around everything else.
I act like it's a stupid – I mean, it could be anybody's game for real. All three of them could be in any order.
Yeah, they got to shoot a shot at anybody.
LDY. What John has Fittison?
That's his favorite athlete. We're gonna ignore that.
Rebecca is qualifying. North America East. Tia Claire Toomey Orr, Danielle Brandon, Emma Lawson, Alexis Raptis, Haley
I'll
Adams.
come back.
Okay, I'll leave. What an asshole.
That's good. Caroline Prevost, Brooke Wells, Fee Sagafi, Amanda Barnhart, Erica Folo, Shelby Neal, and Annika Greer. Annika gets in because of that 12th spot.
Erica, it's another. He's losing his grip, dude. She's not a homer pick because he doesn't know her, but he's bought in. He's tricked himself.
Listen, YOLO Folo is going to come out to play. Okay, this is what's going to happen.
You don't know shit about Folo, and you're all in.
This is what's going to happen with Eric. I am YOLO Folo's biggest fan.
It's true,
right?
It's true.
What do you know about her?
This is what's going to happen.
She has the same coach as Emma Lawson.
Same coach as Emma Lawson. Okay, she's going to be. How many people they get? They get 12, right?
Yeah, but based on my estimate, yes.
All right, it doesn't matter. Whatever position she needs to be in. Annika Greer is going to be in 7th place. Okay, she's going to be in 7th place, looking pretty. And then YOLO Folo is going to be in like 15th place. And then she's going to send it on the bike on those 22 cows. And she's going to be like, and then blow up on the lunge hard. But she's going to end up getting 3rd place on that event. Annika Greer is probably going to get close to last because that poor girl can't sprint a bike to save her life. If everybody had a bicycle and Annika Greer had a bicycle, she would die and nobody else would die because she's going to be the slowest one.
I was wondering how you were going to end that.
And then Annika Greer ends up barely making it, but she still makes it to the games. Happy day. And then YOLO Folo is 10th place.
I'm more worried about Annika on the first event in the run.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my concern.
She's got a good 5K, dude. God.
He didn't like that.
No, dude. I hope he gets all this bullshit out of the way before semifinals. I hope that's what we're lucky enough to have. God.
Did y'all hear my YOLO spiel?
we did, and then I mentioned Annika Greer not running, and then you hung up.
Yeah, she ain't running, man. She ain't biking either.
That's 2 events that she's probably going to have a hard day on.
Well, she's gonna be pretty great at the rest of them.
How many events does Tia Claire Toomey win?
All of them.
Ooh, good prop bet.
That is a good prop bet. I'm gonna say Tia is gonna win.
She wins 1, right?
1. She wins 2. Probably wins 3.
Not 4.
I don't think she won't win 4. I don't think she'll win. Oh, dude. Probably 5. And then 6. She won't win 6 because she won't care.
So you're saying 4. Over under 4. 3.5.
I think
I'd say 3.5.
I feel like say over under 3.5, and I would pick 4.
You're going.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she wins 4 events. Yeah.
That's wild. Seema Cannons did not see Olivia Kerstetter on the list.
Is she
in
not
North America West? No.
Oh, is that because you took one away?
Yeah, she was the next one. She was first one out in North America West.
So explain yourself.
Are you sure you want to stick with Annika?
No, Olivia's in North America West.
In the West.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
But I had Olivia, and then he took her away because he took her spot and gave it to the East. I had Annika as not making it. One spot out, not making it. But since he took that spot away.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to change with Boz saying that they're going to only count athletes who accepted their individual semifinal.
Right. So I had Olivia in. I had her having the last spot.
Yeah. Then we'll go down to South America. Victoria Campos, Emily Andrade, and Julia Cato. What do you know about Andrade?
Yeah, that's a bold pick.
She doesn't know anything about her.
Could you imagine if he was on Sevon's right now? Sevon be freaking the hell out. I thought we were going to end the show last week when John kept screwing up.
We're gonna get through it, guys.
We can do this. Julia Andrade. I assume that's how I'm pronouncing it right. What do you know about her? Because I don't know anything about her.
You mean Emily?
Emily Andrade.
Yeah.
You don't even know her first name.
I don't know anything about her.
She was second in quarterfinals.
Oh my God! You straight copy? No, you didn't, because you didn't go with this Gabriella LeCue.
Dude, I had these made way before him.
Julia is in 9th in semifinals.
In the
quarterfinals.
So she has no chance.
Yeah, but she has games pedigree, so I just give her the benefit of the doubt, and I had her 3rd. And if you look at quarterfinals, and for these people, and I don't know a ton about them, like I do look at quarterfinals because I don't know a ton about them. I don't know their holes. I don't know their strengths. For the regions that matter, I know all those things about most of the people. But for these people that aren't going to make any noise, like I don't know those things. So I do look at how they do in quarterfinals and the Open, and what that lines up for semifinals. And there was a clear gap. I mean, Emily was better by a good margin over 3rd place in quarterfinals. And by the way, they don't know anything about them either. They just look that stuff up on the internet and then they say it. They don't know either. They're not looking at them on Instagram or at all. They just look up numbers on a sheet.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a whole lot.
They, us.
Those stats don't make me want to pick Emily, to be honest.
Julia took a hit in workout 4, the clean and jerks.
She did.
Yeah, so I'd probably throw that out. If you throw that out, she's doing really well.
And then in Africa, Christina Lividakakis.
And her and Michelle Basnet were 1 and 2 basically the whole entire way last year. So
Right.
I would just assume that she would be the number one this year.
I'm going with Gemma
Why,
Do you know
why
anything
Tyler?
about Gemma?
because she's the greatest.
What, second in quarterfinals?
Yeah,
Mix it up.
I'm just going opposite of John.
Yeah, next week, Tyler and I will bring our picks. We'll see how we differ from John. But John Young's Stone Cold Picks. So there you go.
There
Go
it
on
is.
Instagram.
This segment
Go
not
right.
brought to you by Spade, but drink Spade anyway.
It
Yeah,
is. Go.
this is these are what's gonna happen. I hope y'all took a picture. It's on Instagram, so I guess you don't have to. But these are the people that are gonna make the games.
There you
Heard it
go.
here first.
Heading over
You.
to Wodapalooza in our remaining time. They announced that they were going to change the elite competition. The team competition. We've tried to do something like that. Was it Fit Fest? USA versus the world. 8 athletes, 4 men, 4 women on each team. Just high level overview. Tyler, thoughts on the new format?
It's going to be good. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff we've never really seen before. Given that it's right after the games, essentially, or it's right after Rogue, right?
It is it's in September.
Okay, so it's closer to the games. They're going to have to program it in such a way that athletes aren't going to be fried or can kind of just show their talents. I think so. I think we're going to see something really cool as far as the team competition goes.
John, when you saw this, did you like the kind of going back to the Rogue Invitational or the CrossFit Invitational format?
Yeah, I think it's cool. What is it? North America versus the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
they did
No.
talk about
I
that
mean,
part.
it's kind of North America versus Europe and Australia, but so like I would
Sure.
almost rather we go back to like USA and then Canada and then Oceania and Europe. I like that, but I understand like that's nitpicky. I mean, I think it's cool. I love the invitational. I think we just kind of have to see what it is before we can pass judgment on it. But yeah, I mean, if all the athletes compete, everybody just wants to see the fittest people in the world more.
Right.
That's all anybody wants is to see them more. So anytime we have an opportunity for that, I think it's great.
I didn't realize that this little segment here had been released. So
Yeah, so there's I think 6 workouts. They'll do 2 a day, I think is how they have going to structure it. And it's not like just team every time. So the first one or one of them will be all the 16 athletes will do it, compete independently. So their own workout with each athlete scoring, giving points to their team. All hands, so everybody, all 8 athletes are working together. So
guaranteed we see a slug.
yeah, it would be cool, like if we saw like an 8-person worm or something, like just
That would be cool.
absolutely insane out there. Spotlight, so the captain will nominate 1 male and 1 female based on their expertise, featuring a weightlifting, gymnastics, and a monostructural test.
Heat 1 prop. Will Patrick Milner be the captain?
That's kind of the ringer, right? He's
captain.
won a gazillion times. He is
Captain of everything.
Yeah. If it wasn't for him, it would be Noah if he was still competing in that capacity, but I don't think they'll put him in there. But
I don't know if I should say this. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'll say it. Do you think if Justin was captain, like Patrick would like do like a what's it called, a marooning, and then like have a separate team dynamic?
A mutiny.
Yeah, a mutiny. I just can't see him like listening to what Justin's telling him to do.
I think Pat's a team player when it matters the most.
You think so?
I would love that if he did that.
Yeah. And then like there's like this weird dynamic where like Justin says something and then Pat's like, let's do this. And Justin's
I
like,
want it to happen.
I did win the games. And then
I want it
Patrick's
to
like,
happen for behind the scenes. The behind the scenes content on this is going to be spectacular if they give us all access, which they probably won't. But if they did, I mean, that just brings so much interest because we're going to see some bitchy stuff going on. People getting pissed. I didn't want to do that workout.
We'll see.
Or,
We'll see.
Well, if
you'll
it's like
see some
if it's like
real
Fit Fest where
camaraderie.
they well, I mean, if you think about Fit Fest, I mean, they changed the workouts.
Yeah,
They're like,
everybody got along.
no, we're not going to do that. We don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. That's unsafe. This is crazy.
Yeah. No, you need a little bit of a like, hey, we're all in this harsh atmosphere, like, are under these rules that everybody has to like. You can't like. They kind of have to be in like a not comfortable place for bad things to happen.
I think it's going to be a lot more relaxed, and like what I see in my head is like lights, and like there's a lot more showy aspect to it. Not so much what we're used to of like just hardcore competition. I think what you're going to see this bitchy stuff is we're going to play this person, not you, on that workout.
Right.
And then they get mad.
I don't know. I think people are like, all right, that's cool. I wanted to rest. Like, I know Pat is always thankful when he doesn't have to work out. He's like, that's cool. I'll let Jack go do that. So I don't want to sprint that bike. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if y'all saw this, but Will brought up like a survivor type deal, and I agree. I think we should find 8 people to sign up, and then just put them on house arrest, and they have to live in the house for a month. And then there's just Big Brother cameras everywhere. Yeah,
they just work out next to each other.
And I mean, they would sign up for it, right? Like, it's not like against their will. That'd be illegal. But like the real world, but CrossFit athletes, and then they have one gym they can train in. They got a barn or whatever. Rich could literally host this at Mayhem. Just, it would be great. I think it would be great.
Mayhem could do their own.
I think it'd be real boring for about a week, but then like you throw in like an ex-girlfriend or something somewhere.
Ellie comes in.
It'd be good. It'd be good. It would be real good.
Sailor Telf. Does the public vote for captain? I believe so.
I thought the team picks captain.
No, I think the public is voting for it.
Oh.
Yeah. Miami teams of 3. CrossFit Games team, so 2 men, 2 women, and then captains. So each team will have a male and female captain who will work together to earn their team win. So it's not, it's not gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be different formats throughout. I hope it's close, right? Like if it starts to pull away, like that could get, so hopefully they structure it so that somebody's in it the whole time, and it's not like get to Sunday and you're like,
right.
Yeah.
I just like it for the betting possibilities on Heat 1. Like we can set all kinds of prop bets off.
All of your prop bets, like this is perfect for it.
It's prop bet central.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you get to the individuals, and like if the workouts are like how they structure it so that you compete. Like if it's the President's Cup in golf, the captains alternate picking. So United States would be like, I'm going to pick Pat Vellner, and somebody would pick Ricky on the, go against them. So like you would pick the matchups.
Yeah.
So you could kind of have some strategy there of who you want to compete against too, based on the workout, which would be kind of neat. So yeah, that's coming in September, the same weekend as the Adaptive CrossFit Games, if anybody cares. But
hey, that was mean, man.
Somebody
no, that cares that like they're together at the same time. Not that nobody cares what the Adaptive.
That's so mean about Tier though.
What?
Hey, we know y'all are doing this, but like we really want to do this too, so we're just gonna do it.
Actually, they had it lined up before the Adaptive Games set theirs up.
Oh, well, then that's just not on the adaptive part. Like,
Yeah, that was. Now, I think they should have worked with Tier Wodapalooza to have the CrossFit Adaptive Games at Tier Wodapalooza SoCal. Now, that would have been great, but I don't know if they could have made that work. But
yeah, because
they
it's
could have
going to
figured
be
that out.
a lot more relaxed atmosphere, I think, than Miami Wodapalooza.
Miami's pretty relaxed, man.
Yeah. Have you ever been?
I lived down there for a while.
It's about the least relaxed I've ever been.
I lived in Naples, Florida for a while.
What was that?
There it is.
Ooh, that's rough. I don't know.
Quad zombie.
Wad zombie.
We gotta.
It's just
bro,
a
It looks like-
really good.
my head's so small. You know what's bad is like my
Why
upper
you're a
body,
little more-
my upper body kind of looks like that, but like my
Why do you
head is
look-
not that small.
You look ambiguously black there.
I feel it too. I do too. There's a Bill Tune vibe.
This
to me.
is this Black John Young?
This
Yeah.
is BJY right there.
It's a mixture of all of his characters.
At least he believes in Jesus.
I need to
There you
come up
go.
with a verse.
Get better.
Like my verse. You don't matter. or something.
Yeah.
I only care if you matter.
Get
Oh
with
man,
the programming. Nice shirt. So for those who haven't seen it, pukey, smoky like cheap crack. So that's coming out there. OG culture. I don't know when that goes on sale, but get yours soon. So yeah, keep an eye out on that. Go to Get With The Programming OG Culture on Instagram. Hopefully you have better internet connection than John to be able to order that. Oh, it's on sale now.
nice. Go buy. Do.
So go do that. Let's see. John.
Still waiting on mine. I'm really excited about that shirt.
It's a cool shirt.
It looks like it has old school feel.
It does. It
Nice.
where is it? Here it is.
Oh yeah, I got the yellow.
Yeah, I got the yellow as well.
Which yellow looks terrible on me, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear it.
I don't know.
anyway.
I don't know if this is the yellow or if it's a cream color. I don't know. Yeah, regardless.
Great.
It's not the gray, but it looks good. So go to the LG Coach Culture on Instagram. And then
I wonder if
I'm sure-
since they're not selling that one, or maybe they are, but maybe they're just not advertising it, but maybe they're not selling it. And if they're not, maybe you just have one of the prints that they aren't selling, which
Might be
is
one of a
even
kind.
more cool.
Yeah.
Rare.
Might have gotten a custom color. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. Custom color. There you go.
Nice.
One of a kind. Yeah, I do. It's like a comfort cotton one. So my wife hates it. She thinks it looks like it's a shirt from the 80s, but it's the most comfortable thing out there. So I'm sticking with it. Last one. Bet with the boys real quick.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
First
I
one.
gotta get that coin made.
You do.
You do.
Yeah.
Can you make 3 of them? Like
Oh,
only
yeah, I can
3
make
in the world.
First, how many people beat Frazier's 605 on the snatch repeat?
Do we have an over under?
We can set the over under at 10 if you want. I think it's under 10.
I will say
I thought that was aggressive. I thought that was
If
aggressive.
it's the exact same,
well, when people are going to get 3 minutes on it, Tyler, like you would think more than 10 people are going to beat it.
Who's saying they're going to get 3 minutes?
Oh, are you out on this?
You don't-
When you all brought this up earlier, I was like, I have no idea what this
Hey,
book is.
DM me your number, Tyler. I'll tell you.
All right.
no. Brian's friend had put 315, 320 out there. I'm sure it was talking live and just kind of not thinking about what that meant. But
Besides the fact that we have data on this fucking workout.
well, everybody keeps talking about 2016, but 2021 is the
maybe he
best,
just thinks they'll be
the
a
best
lot faster.
predictor.
Oh, we do have 2021.
Yeah, the West Coast Classic did the repeat, so we do. That's where Tola beat it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say under 10. Off the record, 7.
I don't even think it's going to be that high.
You want to put the over under at 7?
Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. I'll say over.
I'll say over all day on that. I
Under.
was gonna say over on 10.
Over on 10.
Okay.
Yes.
I think under on. I think under on.
You want to
6.5.
put the over under on 10 or 7?
I like 7 better.
or 6.5.
But I don't know. I mean, like I haven't looked at the 2021 data. How many people did it?
Tyler, I think you should go over under 7, but exactly 7 should get like 4 times the amount of points.
Well, Adam texted me like about the Tia, like because we haven't really played with this idea yet about the Tia bet. How many events does she win? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, right? Or over under. And so it's like I like both. I like the simplicity of the over under, but if we set like 100 points,
I think you should do that more.
Third,
I think I like that more because it's more skill involved. Like, if you call it, dude, you freaking called it.
You get more points, yeah.
But like on this specific one, I think you should set it for 7, and then under 7, 50 points. Over 7, 50 points. 7 exactly, 200 points.
2,000 points.
You win the whole thing.
You win.
I'm going to say over.
It needs to be worth
dice.
something big because like that's a huge like.
That's crazy.
risk.
Yeah.
I just think there's enough. Looking back from 8 years ago, there's got to be enough guys that can
That are
match what
fitter than
Frazier
the fittest man in the world.
From 2016. Yes.
The fittest man in history.
Not 2019, not 2020 Frazier, but 2016, yes.
Doing the discipline that he did 18 years of.
Dear
Yes.
Boz, please set the floor up exactly like you did in 2016.
They should.
I think, they're not going to have that many barbells out there. They're not going to have 50 barbells out there on the floor in Africa, right? You're going to have 1 per lane and just move it and do the exact same thing.
And load?
Yeah. Just like they did in regionals.
Okay.
Hold on.
Man, we used to have 1 million barbells. Those were the days.
The games does, but not at not at the semifinals or regionals.
Yeah.
Not that many. Next one.
Move on. Why John's doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
Doing the math on who I think can beat 605.
Also think about this one then. Event 4, Danielle Brandon or the women's field.
Danielle Brandon.
That's the handstand walk, man.
Yeah. Worldwide.
Yeah. Does she set the world record?
Danielle Brandon. Who you got, Spin?
It's hard
Spin
to
you vote.
I'm going to go with Danielle Brandon. But it's really
For the women?
For the women. Yeah. Only women.
Okay.
Because the men with the rower and all that stuff, it's
correct. That's why I'm asking.
Unclear. It's the women's
that's
field.
not fair.
Just the women's field. Does she set a world record?
I say Danielle Brandon. It don't matter what's in that handstand.
She's the last week. She wins almost every one. I think she only got second to Brooke Wells in 21 semifinal. That had a whole bunch of other stuff in it.
I'm trying to think what the workouts are going into that, like how she's going to feel and how that could screw up.
It's the start of day 3.
First workout.
Yes. So she's already done 1 and 2.
It's the first workout of the day, though, right?
Yeah, but she's going against everybody else. I think being week 3, being the favorite, she knows the time to beat. She knows what she has to do. I think she walks away with it. Handstand walks away with it.
I don't want to say yes, but I'm going to say yes. I think you're right. Like logically, you're right. I don't know. I'm just being a contrarian, I guess.
Nick, was Hiller's post incorrect about the weights being set for them?
He didn't post that. He made a clip making fun of Brian, as he does, and then he goes, plot twist. Brian knows the bars are all loaded, and people actually get that. People wouldn't get that if the bars were loaded. I'm telling you right now. Like,
even if they,
no, like I still don't think we see sub 4 if the bars were all loaded for them.
No, but a lot of people break 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that would change that for real. But he didn't post that. He just said that he was just talking. He doesn't know at all.
Yeah. Tyler, did you ever make a decision?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Danielle.
All right.
I have to fight my contrarian ass from time to time.
And then on going to Hiller's most recent video, Guy Malheiros, Danny Spiegel, will they qualify? Will one of them qualify? Will neither of them qualify?
2, 1, or 0.
Right. And then if it's 1, who?
Which? I'm going with Danny.
Just Danny?
Just Danny.
John?
He's going
John?
with just Ski.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Ski.
I'm going with both.
Dub. He's going for the dub.
Going for both.
That's worth way more points than our single bets alone.
I think people would expect both of them to make it.
I don't know anymore. I don't think so.
All right.
You laid down for that one real quick.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of people that are maybe even just rooting against one or both of them.
Do you know when I feel like I've lost the argument? Or and I don't even really feel like I lost the argument. I shouldn't feel like arguing. But when
I wish you'd do that with me sometimes.
when I'm done arguing, I just go, all right. That's it. Like I'm done. That's it. I'm rolled over.
See,
All right.
It's over.
See, PC says Danny, or
there
take
you
it
go.
says Ski. So it's 50-50. I'm going with both of them.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one.
So there you go. Thoughts on the show? Thoughts on Boz?
Boz is fun.
Yeah, Boz is always good. I feel like we asked questions that people wanted to know the answers to. I don't feel like we shied away from those. And I feel like he answered them as straight up as he could have.
Those times are hard for me because I really want to push and I don't want to put him in a position to we're not in that. I feel like you have to be sitting in front of him and it has to be a focused thing versus me ambushing him and being like, hey, why'd you screw all this shit up? I know the head thing really happened. I've seen an email where it happened,
Right.
but I don't want to fucking push him on that.
Well, and the question is how often?
He said they weren't focusing on that.
Right.
That might have been that one athlete's thing.
Sure.
But if that's not what they were focusing on, I did want to ask, do you feel like some regions got judged harder than other regions? Because I would 100% think that happened. But he said they had different people judging them. That's what they're rocking with.
Yeah. Hopefully it was at least fair across the same region.
Right.
That's the most you can hope for. I'm going to end it with this.
I know what this is.
What?
That's
Washed
beautiful.
up.
I have to have that shirt.
Yeah.
Where do we get this shirt?
He's selling it, man. He's going to wear it for semifinals.
Oh my God. I need 2 of his shirts because
I would like to clarify. I did not say that this year. I said that 2 years ago.
that shit's on his wall.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, go
That's
over
the
to Brandon
greatest.
Luckett. Hopefully that thing's for sale.
I think I said that back when the Dubai was going on. It wasn't. But I did say it. I'm not going back away from saying it. I did say it, and he's proved me wrong every step of the way. And I hope he keeps doing it.
With that, we'll see you guys